Hi, everybody, and welcome to City Beat. I'm Nancy Byrne. We'd like to thank you for joining us. We are in the Healing Garden. This is a little memorial park that literally went up in a matter of days in honor of those who lost their lives and those who were injured during that horrific shooting on October 1st. We're going to talk more about this garden a little bit later on, but first we want to tell you that normally our show contains stories that are exciting, entertaining, educational, but we just really felt like that would be out of place right now, just a little too soon. Instead, we'd like to focus on how this community came together following the shootings. There were so many events that took place of people trying to help each other heal. We want to start with a unity walk that took place on October 7th that ended at City Hall, and a visit from Vice President Mike Pence and his wife Karen. These are some of the moments captured the morning of October 7th as hundreds of people from a variety of faith-based religions joined together to walk as one. The walkers started from four corners of the community and met here at City Hall. Inside, city, state, and federal leaders were here to greet them, including Vice President Mike Pence and his wife Karen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Vice President of the United States and Mrs. Pence.
The Vice President and his wife arranged their visit after hearing about the senseless killings in our community to let us know we are not alone.
In America, we mourn with those who mourn. We grieve with those who grieve. And I stand before you today on behalf of my family and every family in America to say we're with you. Today, we are all Vegas strong. Yes.
Pence went on to say that even at the darkest hour, we find light in those who refuse to let fear and anger stop them from reaching out to help others.
We find hope in the heroic actions of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, the fire department, and all the first responders on that night who, without regard to their personal safety, rushed into harm's way. Their actions were in the highest tradition of law enforcement, and their actions undoubtedly saved lives that night. We find hope in the medical professionals in this community, the doctors, the surgeons, the nurses, the EMTs across Las Vegas, whose swift professionalism, compassion, and expert care prevented an even wider tragedy.
Before the Vice President took to the stage, similar remarks came from those who call this community their home, like the pastors who organized this walk.
First things first, Vegas strong.
The date of this walk was planned many months ago. According to these pastors, the fact that it took place mere days after the shooting was nothing short of divine intervention.
Who knew that when we were setting this up, and from 2015 and even meeting this year in 2017 with Pastor Hatch and Pastor Robin Joyce, that this date would be coming on October 1? God knew. God knew. So we set out in several months ago and set the date, a very clear date of October 7th, this day. And here we are.
One by one, our leaders stepped up with words of resilience, love, and healing.
We will not be defined. We will not be defined by hate, violence. We will not be defined by anger. And we will not be defined by fear.
That's right.
We were born here in a hostile desert environment. We prospered against all odds. We really rise to the challenge in the face of adversity. And we have seen the worst of it, but it has brought out the best in all of us.
And we've also heard of the bravery and compassion of fellow Las Vegans, Nevadans, and visitors that were there, that ran to help, pulled people into their cars, taking them to the hospitals, sheltered the wounded. I am so amazed by our community. We have shown the nation that we care for one another, we stand united, We are proud, and we are Vegas strong.
People all over the globe know us as the city of entertainment. Now they're seeing us in a new light, as a community of faith and family that cares for one another and will be there for each other when it matters most.
As the program drew to a close, everyone moved outside to watch 58 doves being released. And with the words of a prayer from Karen Pence still hanging in the air, we were reminded, no matter how painful these coming days will be, together we will move forward.
And Father, going forward from this place, we ask you, help us now to heal. Amen.
We want to thank everyone in our faith community for organizing that walk. It is amazing that it was planned so long ago, but came at a time when it was so needed. Well, we here on Channel 2 and through our social media outlets have been telling you about the creation of this healing garden in downtown Las Vegas. Of course, it was developed to help our community heal. And as Sue Levitt tells us, it went up in a matter of days thanks to the city of Las Vegas and some amazing people in our community.
Here on the corner of Casino Center in Charleston, what used to be an empty dirt lot is now filled with volunteers coming together from all over our city.
It's to help us heal, help Las Vegas heal, help the city just heal. We all need healing in some way, and this is going to be a way that we can give back to that. That's exactly what it's for.
Daniel and Jay are both owners of Stone Rose Landscaping. Monday, after the tragic event on the Strip, they met for breakfast to map out their work week, but just couldn't go on like normal, so they came up with an idea.
Daniel and I sat down at a table with a napkin and scribbled this out, and it's basically a real simple garden.
Jay took his idea to our city attorney, who happens to be one of his good friends.
This is literally where it started. I look as best as possible. But this is what Jay brought to us at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday.
It's got a wall that we're going to create out of pallets where people can write messages and attach it to the wall. It's going to have a central tree in the middle of it, the tree of life. It turns out Siegfried and Roy donated the tree for us, so we have a beautiful tree for that. It's going to have 58 trees that'll be planted, one for each victim of this tragedy.
And by 4 o'clock that afternoon, it was sketched out on a cocktail napkin, so to speak, and approved and done.
And that next morning I called every contractor, everybody in town I know, and they're all here.
By early Wednesday morning, construction was underway.
We lost a dear friend in my office and a personal friend as well. And I know from my own perspective to be out here and be in this is great. I can only imagine all the other people and how they feel as well. This is a healing project. It's the best of the city of Las Vegas.
It didn't take long for people living in the area to take notice.
A tree being planted is a whole different thing for us.
What did you think?
I just wanted to stop and take a picture of life being planted in a time like this.
Cafecito? Cafe? With all the energy and the love going on here, I had to be part of it, so today I handed out 25 cups of coffee. I'll make another pot when it's done.
Thank you, my man.
Each day, the crowd of volunteers grew.
What happened on Sunday just struck so close to home. It was just right in our backyard. I just wanted to do our part for the community. I'm gonna come here like every time I see it. I'm gonna be really proud that I helped out.
From UNLV students to babies, everyone was welcome and came out to help.
Man, she's adorable. How old?
She's 4 months.
How adorable.
Yeah.
That's great.
Talk about raising them right, huh?
When Jay said we're going to do this all with private donations, we're not going to charge you for the labor or charge you for anything. My whole company, we're taking off the week to do this project. And he said we have Star Nursery. Then he called up and said we had Moon Valley. Then he called up and said it was Siegfried and Roy donating the Tree of Life. Then we have Ewing doing the irrigation. And then and the list goes on and on and on. And today, just a few moments ago, the Love Store next door bought pizzas for everybody. This is what's going on. This is just about as organic and genuine as it comes.
There should be someone laying around.
By Friday morning, things were really taking shape with the help of hundreds working nonstop for 3 days straight to make sure the garden would be ready to open Friday evening.
Wow. Oh, that is this Friday. Wow. That just gave me all the chills. Thank you. Wow. Thank you, City of Las Vegas.
And just in time for First Friday, the garden was ready to be dedicated.
Usually when I'm speaking at an event, I'm dressed in a suit, but today I'm wearing the clothes I wore all day or for most of this week, working in the amazing garden you see behind you.
Hundreds of people came out to walk through the garden and to visit the Remembrance Wall, paying respect to those who lost their lives. Each of the 58 trees had a single white balloon flown above. Therapy dogs were flown in from around the country and have been visiting schools, first responders, hospitals, and now here tonight for the Healing Park dedication to lend emotional support to our city. It was a night to remember, one we will never forget.
These were beautiful people who came here to enjoy a festival. And a festival of life and music and happiness. And that will never leave this place. We will always be that place. We will always be caring. We will always be full of love. If there is hatred, it will not be tolerated in this community. Thank you. Thank you for this magnificent garden.
Now that the garden is complete and has been dedicated, just a few last final touches. Eventually, this beautiful heart-shaped planter in the center of the garden will be lined with tiles with messages and drawings from people in our community. The tiles and everything about this garden will be a constant reminder of how our community pulled together with strength and unity at such a tragic time. For City Beat, I'm Sue Levitt.
This garden went up so fast it actually caught many who live and work downtown by surprise. In fact, Sue tells a story of an attorney who stopped by and asked what was going on, and when the landscapers told him, he left and came back with $2,800 so the landscapers could pay their men who are actually volunteering for the week. Thank you, Sue Levitt, for that story. You know, an incident like what took place in our community on October 1st brings forth so many feelings. There's anger, there's bitterness, sadness, and even some guilt. Why them and not me? Well, this community wasted no time jumping in to help the healing process. Whether it was donating blood or organizing vigils, everyone stepped up to prove that we are Vegas strong.
We thank our first responders, our phenomenal law enforcement, and those who responded so quickly to saving lives, even though we lost so many. And know that our city has a broken heart. Everybody in this community has been so touched by the loss of these lives.
You hear stories of heroism, of people who helped those shelter or covered their bodies with their own or tried to get them over a fence or through a gate. I was standing on a corner, a car stopped by and said, "Where can I go and give blood?" That's the way people feel here. They are all in this together.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me.
be there for each other. There's never more a moment than now that we need to be there for each other, because it's a tragic event, and we need to be together for this.
Please join us all in a moment of silence for the tragedy that's happened here in our valley.
You're watching police officers rushing towards the bullets to save somebody. Metro officers getting together as a team to go into the Mandalay Bay and find this guy and make sure he stopped. And we have firefighters and paramedics showing up at this event with bullets flying to render aid for people.
One thing I talked to my girls about was we are Vegas strong, and we will not live in fear because of what happened. We will live with faith that this will not touch Vegas again.
Look, folks, we're in this together. I hope you know that. I hope you know that Metro is here by your side, and we need you by ours. If you see a police officer or a fire officer or one of these medical personnel, give them a big hug. I don't know that we've ever needed a hug and a love and a handshake and a thank you more than we do right now.
Yeah, and every morning when the sun hits the mountain and a glorious still comes the breeze, I'll ask the God of my salvation, why you and why not me? Why you and why not me?
We know that we have the resilience to move forward. The blood donors have been simply incredible. We have been overwhelmed by the generosity of visitors and our residents that have come with an outpouring of wanting to give blood.
But we will struggle through it together. We will endure the pain together, and we will overcome together as Americans.
And on the better side, it has bonded us so tightly as one person, one group, one passion, one heartbeat.
We can't talk about all the moving tributes without talking about the Golden Knights hockey team. They may be new to our community, but they certainly have stepped up to blend in and be part of the fabric. Whether it was visiting patients in the hospital or visiting people giving blood, they were there. Well, their first game of the season was held here in their hometown, and they did not start the game without honoring and remembering those lost, those still fighting to recover, and the first responders who rushed in to save so many lives.
Please welcome to the ice, firefighter Ben Cole, firefighter Derek Sutherland, Joe Bruno, and RN Dr. Jean-Tak Yoon, Sergeant William Mochko, Sherry Jones, a paramedic AMR, Brad Skilling, an RN, Engineer James Lobrovich, Dr. Syed Saqib, Nick Padula, AMR EMT, Dr. Michael Chang, Sergeant Stuart Richmond, Nurse Destiny Andrate, Nurse Jeanette Skapinski, K-9 Officer Dave Newton, Nurse Stacy C., Firefighter Tyler McFay, Andrew Jones, Dispatcher AMR Medic West, Nurse Tiffany Fontaine and RN, Aaron Goldstein, Paramedic Supervisor Medic West, Officer Tyler Peterson, Firefighter Ryan Haberman, SWAT Officer Levi Hancock, Sergeant Josh Bitsko. Welcome, Nurse Maria Djokovic. These individuals will never be forgotten. May their light long shine.
You know, we really want to thank the Golden Knights for so quickly becoming an integral and compassionate member of this community. We're going to go to break right now, and as we do, we want to show you the names and faces of the 58 people who died, including one of our City of Las Vegas' own employees, Cameron Robinson. We want to thank 8 News Now for sharing these photos with us.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
There's also an extended warranty option. There's just no need for you to get that. You failed to get the test that you needed at the doctor, so you won't be around in 2 years. Okay, sign here, please.
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Welcome back to City Beat from the Healing Garden in downtown Las Vegas. Well, veterans in our community just got yet another show of support from a man who many years ago made a promise to his father that veterans in his community would not suffer without the basic needs in life. Of course, if you live around here, you know that we are talking about Veterans Village founder Arnold Stock. Well, we've got some good news. Ground was just broken on yet another Veterans Village. It was 5 years ago this motel was converted into housing and opened its doors to veterans in need. It took a year to plan and complete, and many thought this Veterans Village was the end of Arnold Stock's mission. But it was just the start.
I thank you all for coming here today.
5 years later, he is again celebrating the groundbreaking of Veterans Village 2.
Veterans Village was started as a result of a promise I made to my dad, Seymour Stock, who was a United States Navy veteran of World War II.
This one, also located in the downtown area at 50 North 21st Street, will operate like the original, offering wraparound services such as housing, transportation to resources for medical and social needs, classes, and so much more. And did we say that he's not done yet reaching out to our vets?
And I'm very pleased to announce that just yesterday we reached our agreement to close escrow on our 88-bed assisted living facility, which is, thank you, which is located right up the street on Fremont and 14th, and our 50-unit development, which is in escrow right across the street, which is another motel.
Mayor Carolyn Goodman put it best when she pointed out the many veterans that have been helped thanks to Veterans Village have someone very special in their corner.
Wow, is this something special again? You know, as we pray, all of us, all the time, we did get an angel in Arnold Stock, let me tell you.
The mayor went on to say this is one of the reasons our community has achieved a lofty goal to get vets off the streets.
But this is so significantly important to our community, actually, and to the whole world. In 2015, the city of Las Vegas reached functional zero in veteran homelessness, which meant that every single homeless veteran could have a bed and have a home should they have chosen to do so. It is an unending pursuit that the city is committed to following, and with the help from everybody on our staff and our entire residential community, I know we will continue to work towards that goal.
After a proclamation for Stock and his latest groundbreaking, another special guest took to the stage, Hall of Fame singer, musician, and songwriter John Fogerty. He told the crowd he spent 3 years in the Army Reserves during the Vietnam War era and despised the way veterans were treated when they returned from war.
Things are slightly better, with each progressing war. It seems like the population began to realize maybe the war is not something I'm for. I don't like this policy, but I damn sure support the GIs. What this really represents to me and shows the world is a way that you can do something about something you care about. It doesn't have to always come from, way up high in Washington, D.C.
He told Stock he admires what he has done and is doing to help veterans. And he said anytime you're opening or groundbreaking for this cause and need a guy to sing, he's Stock's man. Then with his son Shane, he followed through with that promise with a song he wrote with country star Brad Paisley.
He was 19 when he landed at Bagram, scared and all alone. Lost a leg and a girlfriend before he got home. They say all is fair in love and war, but that ain't true, it's wrong. They ship you out to die for us, forget about you when you don't.
It was truly a day of celebration with so many people and organizations, large and small, showing this is a community that cares about the men and women who fight for our freedoms.
Every one of us, every single day of our lives, as we get out of bed and breathe fresh air wherever we are, we can thank a veteran. And we can thank generations of veterans who have made our freedoms possible.
That does it for another City Beat. Thank you so much for joining us. As we go to close, we ask everyone to please hold each other up, heal together, and prove that we are Vegas strong.